those festive socks already stuffed to the back of your drawers, never to see the light of day again. But what should be at the forefront of your mind though is how you're going to structure your Christmas masterpiece, which is what we're doing today. Let's get started. Yesterday we chose the best of our clips and laid them on the timeline in a lovely organised manner. Just look at all those festive clips ready to be structured into our stories. My advice here would be to duplicate your project so you always have the raw files on one timeline. That way you can edit away your project without worrying you're going to delete anything that you might want to bring back later on, or of course go on to repurpose the clips for another project. It's just like a backup of a project full of the best bits of your footage. Now clearly, depending on the type of video you're making, you'll be looking at the structure of your story differently. For example, news packages, video montages or instructional videos encompass very different styles and unravel information at different speeds. So there is no one way fits all. However, my advice here for you guys today is to tackle the core, most important parts of your story first, whatever format you're going for. What I mean by that is those juicy clips like interviews or your pieces to camera that you need to structure your story. You're going to look at those first. Pull out the information and interesting parts, making sure you don't remove anything that you might need later. For me personally, I like to work at the beginning of the timeline and add a blank clip between my story and my trim media so I can clearly see what I'm working with. So, choose the best takes here from your speaking clips and order them on your timeline so they start to form the structure of your story. Now for my video, I'm doing an instructional portrait video on how to make baked cheese in the air fryer. A very important video at Christmas time, don't you think? So in this case here, I'm going to get my piece to camera that I've done at the beginning and end of the project and making sure I have those landmark moments where I've spoken to camera during the instructional piece, and I'm going to work on those first. I'm choosing the best takes from the speaking clips and I'm putting them in the order that they're going to be so they can start form the structure of my story. Now, if you're doing a montage and you're not using interviews or stand-ups at all, at this stage you can start by placing your clips in the order you see fit, choosing an order in an intentional manner to set the scene and guide your audience through the video. Will you order the clips chronologically, for example, or are you going for a funkier, abstract vibe? We'll be talking about adding music, sound effects and voiceovers in the coming days, so don't worry about this for now. It's at this stage where we're going to really watch our clips, choose our best shots and order the material from our pre-trimmed selection. Immerse yourself in the content here and layer your clips where necessary, covering any jump cuts if needed with the most relevant shots. For my very cheesy video here, you can see I've started with those structural clips, my opening piece to camera, followed by my chronological comments on screen as I'm baking the cheese, commenting on the process, and then followed by my closing piece to camera. Now the clips I place in between will pad the video out and link these shots together. Keep going on this process until you're happy with the order of your clips. Now you don't have to come to a complete finalised version here, as this might change slightly tomorrow as we add our voiceover to our projects. In order to write that voiceover though, it is important that you get the crux of your timeline formed so tomorrow you're ready to move on and explore the LumaFusion audio tracks.